So, Lavos Prime Access comes out tomorrow, and I figured I would hop on, make a quick one to kind of give y'all a starting point as to how I build my Lavos and my Cedo, and you know, in case this is your first time getting the frame and the weapon. First things first, though, as with every Prime Access, make sure you're fully stocked on Syndicate standing, so you can buy all the relic packs that you need, as well as Steel Essence, because you can buy a bunch of extra relic packs from Teshin. Cool. Cool. Oh, and don't forget your reactants for cracking those relics. It is probably good to have that all maxed out as well. Anyways, okay, here we go. So Lavos, what does he do? He's got 4 abilities. His first ability, slams the ground, puts out some toxin, heals you. His second ability, he ice skates, leaves behind some icicles to freeze enemies. His third ability, you whip out an orb that travels for a distance, electrocutes enemies, reduces the cooldown of all of his other abilities, and his A4 sends out an AoE ring of heat that goes through walls, and it's kind of awesome. Very, very cool. Damage on this one's also doubled for each element affecting the enemy, which is pretty neat. So you put all these together, and it deals lots of damage and applies lots of status effects. Neat, cool. The unique part about Lavos, if you're not familiar, he uses no energy, none whatsoever. All his abilities are cooldown based, timered. You can reduce it using his third ability and his first ability if you have the augment on. So how I have Lavos built, kind of just a little generalist build using both augments here. So we can see I got Swift Bite, Valence Formation, as well as taking advantage of the double heat effects for his fourth ability. And then just some power strength, a little bit of stretch to make his abilities go further, some range on cunning, drift, and stretch, some survivability on adaptation, and streamline to counteract the loss of efficiency from blind rage. Now, you don't have to put on a streamline. You can go way negative efficiency if you want, since it doesn't affect the actual cooldowns of any of his abilities. However, keep in mind that the lower your efficiency, the less cooldown reduction you get from his A3. When you throw out Transmutation Probe into a group of enemies, it's not going to cool down the other abilities as much, so that's the reason I went there. And then, of course, some more efficiency, some more duration here from Molt Efficiency and some more power strength from Molt Augmented. You can make these whatever you want. Totally up to you. Moving on to Cedo, this is a shotgun. Shotguns are awesome, and you should like using them. If you don't, you should try this one. This one has a unique ability that says, and has an alternate fire. When you shoot it, it bounces a glaive with guaranteed status, and your primary fire, just the regular old shots, gain 60% additional damage for each status effect on the target. Cool! Oh, and it converts ammo, secondary ammo for shotgun. So, how I have this built, as you can see, Cedo has almost no status chance whatsoever, which is why you use the passive, which fires the bouncing glaive with guaranteed status chance. I'll show you how that works briefly here in a second. But so we pretty much just build for crit damage, multi-shot, hunter's munitions, because crit and slash, I mean, why not? And then a couple other convenience mods, magnetic strafe, atomic fallout, mainly for the extra magazine capacity and the fire rate. My Cedo Riven here is a little basic. It's just giving extra damage and multi-shot. No big deal. You don't need a Riven. You could throw some additional status or some extra damage on here, whatever you want. Galvanized Savvy is here just to stack with the passive a little bit, giving me some more damage. And then Primary Deadhead, of course, you just get headshot kills and you get more damage. So that's cool. Anyways, that's where I'm going to start. I'll show you how it works. This is how I'm going to start tomorrow. We'll throw up a little bit of each faction, some Corpus, Infested, and Grenadier. And as you can see, when we start, regular old shots are pretty mid, right? They're pretty potato. Even after we fully scale our Galvanized mods, our Savvy, and our Hell, whatever the multi-shot is, it's still dealing pretty potato, right? However, this is why we don't care too much, because we have our secondary, right? The disc. You see all those status effects? Now everything dies super quick. So that's kind of the Cedo's bread and butter, applying a bunch of status effects to take advantage of. And that's pretty much how you want to play it. It's pretty straightforward, and you can do whatever you want. Oh, yeah, Lavos. Right. Lavos, charge. Let that go. Then you stack in A4, and you throw out a disc to reduce your cooldowns, and you do this one again, and then you do this one to reduce the other cooldowns, and, you know, apply more status effects for Cedo. They work great together. I'm not going to dive into it too much, but that's kind of the play cycle that I enjoy doing, and you know, it might give you a good starting point. So, Lavos built with a bunch of power, strength, and some range. Cedo built with just a bunch of crit damage, crit chance, because you apply status guaranteed on his secondary, and you can also pair that with things like hounds and sentinels and other companions that apply a lot of status effects, and it goes good. Anyways. If you're wondering how all the damage actually scales and works, well, I answered that in another video right here. Go check that out. That might explain to you why things are working and stacking the way they do. Anyways, have fun getting Lavos. Okay.